Hey, a credit roll! If this is long enough, welcome to the credits video for Let's Play Quake! Yeah! Anyone else headbanging at the moment? Yeah! Oh, what a fucking rad game this was. I really underestimated it because of its age. This is actually a really good time. Like, if I had to pick one at gunpoint, I would say that, Oh, it loaded up a new demo for the background. Office Manager in id Mom, Donna Jackson. I remember your name from all those other games. id Mom. But yeah, it's like, if I had to pick one, I would probably give the edge to Quake 2. That might just be because I'm way more into science fiction than I am into, all this Eldritch stuff. But this is still a really good game, especially considering how, limited the storytelling is. And, well, the age of it, man. How many games from my childhood are even playable anymore? Okay, it does feel weird to see Bethesda get a credit. Oh, bot development, lead AI programmer. They made better bots than they had in 1996. Machine games, Dimension of the Past, Dimension of the Machine, Horde mode, sure. Huh. Oh, it's who made the levels for the different multiplayer modes, I think. Three-Wave CTF. The Ancient Wargrounds. That was made by an orc in disguise. You can't fool me. Additional development by Jorge Martins. Additional campaigns Scourge of Armagon, developed by Hypnotic Software. I didn't know that was third-party. I wonder if that's the same Richard Gray that made the Hugo series when I was a kid. Hugo's House of Horrors and its sequels. Special thanks to Sheila, Mariana, id Software, and many of our friends for supporting the launch of Hypnotic. I wonder if they're even still around. Dissolution of Eternity, developed by Rogue Entertainment. Hey, I know those guys. They made Alice. I don't think they lasted very long, though, unfortunately. I remember that level. That was hard. And it's still only Quake version 1.09. There's John Carmack. There's his brother Adrian Carmack on art. John Romero, Sandy Peterson, American McGee, and Tim Willits on design. All those names on one fucking game, man. Sound effects, Trent Reznor and Nine Inch Nails. Nine Inch Nails logo, copyright to Trent Reznor. And J Artist Management Incorporated. Now getting into Zenimax over here. You know, I'm trying to identify these levels with all the blurriness, but I don't remember ever fighting that many scrags underwater. Sorry, I had to mute myself there for a bit. Something needed adjustment, but I didn't want to stop the recording because it's an odd credit roll. Once I got used to running at 100 miles an hour, this was actually really good. Although I don't think I'll be playing a Halo game in the immediate future, because that would make me feel like I was crawling on my hands and knees by speed comparison. It's not the Master Chief's fault, he weighs a literal ton. To admit, that's a lot more stuff in there than I expected. I guess the credit roll probably got a lot longer when it became part of Bethesda, or when they did that massive revamp in 21. You know, for the 25th anniversary. I mean, you know, how can I even judge this game at this point? Obviously, like, the graphics don't look great by modern comparison, but, like, they looked pretty good at the time. And I would prefer a bit of weapon variety, but what they've got, I can't complain about. Again, just to be clear, I will be returning for the expansions, but I think for the time being, I would like to finally get back to Raziel. Not looking forward to shaking off the rust from that, but in my defense, it wasn't my idea to take a break there. Don't go down. You're already drowning, you moron. How does it make it look realer when it's this blurry? Even the animations look smoother, like when he falls down. really disappointed that Danger is basically the same character. Because I wasn't wrong all my life when I thought of him as mostly just being off-brand Doom guy, but they could have done so much more with that. Like, after this, they should have said, like, oh, he's become like a master fucking sorcerer because he's the wielder of the 4 runes. It just so happens that he likes to channel his spells through a rocket launcher. Where they manifest as, enchanted rockets. Or he'll just, like, put his hand on the side of the Thunderbolt and feed it electrical power. Just endlessly firing the most powerful weapon in the game. I think I got at least 1 kill in that last level using Shelly, and I made a point of holding her when I leapt through the portal to kill, Shub-Niggurath, apparently. The god of mischief and chaos from Elder Scrolls, if you're not familiar. Is it just endlessly looping? Am I an idiot? I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this is going on way longer than I thought it would. I don't think Doom even had a credits screen. That's how old that game is. They didn't credit the people who made it. Better than in the Atari games, where the officially, policy was to suppress and hide that information. The very first Easter egg in gaming was a guy making an Atari game who, without telling anyone who that he was working for, made a secret room that only he knew how to get into. Until he started telling people once the game was actually out, that simply contained, it's programmed by name in big letters. I wonder if Angela Lee, the accounts payable assistant, even knows she's in this credit roll. Because how many fucking things at ZeniMax are you gonna be, Wait, why does human resources get listed in the credits, now that I think about it? I'm not even convinced that all of the people at ZeniMax knew that a remake, or a remaster, or whatever, an enhanced edition of Quake was even happening. At least it is just sticking with ZeniMax, so it might just be going in alphabetical order. HR Specialist, Immigration, and Graphic Design. What the fuck does immigration mean in this context? My Lozendrapper says, be unstoppable, and apparently I am! Because I must have died like 30 times in that one level alone. And I must have loaded 50 times. HR Generalist, the opposite of a Specialist. Actually, that's probably true in that particular case. Is that Cthulhu's boss room? No. No, that was from the last campaign. I mean, last episode. Incidentally, I found out that the reason the spawn appears in so few levels isn't, as I had assumed, because it's insanely powerful and they needed to limit its danger. but because they thought of it very late in production. Hart von Valentine? How's that work as a name? How do you type out the heart symbol? Oh no, I see, it's V von Valentine. That's just a weird looking V. I suppose I should get to that question I always answer. In this case, it's pretty easy. If you like first-person shooters, if you like retro gaming, and you don't mind, you know, this game pretty heavily showing its age, I do recommend this game. You know, if you need, like, the bleeding-edge graphics and, you know, 120 FPS to, you know, make this work. To you know, enjoy a game, maybe look elsewhere. Make this work. Dining room. Oh, no, it is dining room manager. Sous chef is the next listed credit. I should have been paying more attention. Well, I mean, I already was thinking that, but... Oh dear. Because now we're getting into ZeniMax Europe. I wonder if anyone's ever made a mod to put pig cops in Quake just because of that fucking sound effect. 'Cause that's what I think of every time I hear that. Here's the thing, I haven't played Duke Nukem 3D in like 20 years minimum. So I haven't heard that sound in decades. But that's the sound effect that is burned into my memory. This credit roll is so thorough, I wouldn't be surprised if it actually ended, you know, alphabetical order and all. With, you know... Oh no, I guess that would be, before ZeniMax. I was just thinking, you, Burning. Wait, they could do that. They like the death messages where they insert your name. ZeniMax Europe and ZeniMax UK are two different things? Oh, right. I forgot. My bad. Only been 10 years and all that. I didn't think it might be that definition of Europe. Finance Director of ZeniMax Australia, Paul New. Finance Director of ZeniMax Ireland, Paul Old. How many ZeniMaxes are there? I did not know this font had an umlaut character in it. Or the C with a 5 beneath it. I now realize I don't have even very many of these demos. I don't remember what game it was I played where the music and the credits ended like 10 minutes early because of all the new credits for the remaster. And I'm kind of thinking this is the opposite of that. No, I guess this is just basically the same thing. I was thinking of it from a different angle. But yes. I feel like it was meant to go for the length of one run-through of the song, maybe one run-through of a demo, and then close. Like, I was expecting a static screen, my guys. Oh shit, let's see if there's any more comments in here. Shout out to Ben Heron, who says, really enjoying these. You've inspired me to play the campaign on Nightmare difficulty. Pretty sweet once you get the hang of it. I'm gonna take your word for that, because, I got slapped all around on the default difficulty. Shout out to KOR, who said, you got this, BDF, go show her what for. Oh, there's that one with the God of Tyranny temple. I really liked that idea. Oh, Elthwar was busy. Copyright hunting bots are a real pain, because there are so few consequences that it encourages broad spamming of claims to collect ad revenue from everywhere possible. I've seen artists get copyright claimed on their own songs and their own channel before. That's ridiculous. I think the worst one I've ever gotten was Doom 3, actually. God, that was a while ago. But it pissed me off enough and I'll never forget it. Oh. Ah, as I see, it just closes the credits and gets out of there. Shout out to Greenwood and everyone else who was involved in making alternate Quake tracks 2. I really appreciate what you've done. Okay, let's just hang out here under the word Quake in that very first room. Okay, two things. First, to finish that thought I was just having, in Doom 3, there was a perfectly normal gameplay video that got copyright striked to the point where I was not allowed to monetize it, because some asshole had sampled a... whatchamacallit, a sound bite from the game, consisting of one of the audio logs, like the introduction of one of the audio logs, and then his, like, I don't know, I guess it was a kind of techno song comes in. But because he copyrighted that, I got copyright flagged for playing Doom 3 and looking at the source material for the stupid, the source material for that stupid sample. Like, I just listened to an audio log in-game, and it considered that to be enough to qualify as being a song I had never heard in my life. Kinda hated that, not gonna lie. Another thing I wanted to get to... Shout out to... Yes, I also got the achievement Indigestion. Achievement unlocked. Defeat Shub-Niggurath in single player. Considerably more players have that than Into Sandy's City. But it's still 9.5%, so it's shiny and gold. I felt really good about that. Well, maybe not the part where I died over and over again, but that victory was so fucking satisfying. What is like idly thinking what face is in the lava, and all of a sudden just... Oh, did I actually see that? That's different. But yes. What were they called? Yes, there's 4 more expansions to go through, so like a full second set of the game, basically. Scourge of Armagon, Dissolution of Eternity, Dimension of the Past, and Dimension of the Machine. But until next time, until we return to this game, I'm BurningDogFace. I hope you've enjoyed this impromptu trip through 1996's most groundbreaking shooter. Hope you'll join me as I come and finish off Soul Reaver. And I hope to see you there when I return for the expansions, starting with Scourge of Armagon, I guess. Since it's the first one on the list. Yes, I do feel good with this one indeed. Yes, on behalf of myself, Ranger, Shelley, and that's basically it, to be perfectly honest. Like on behalf of the other guns as well. I'm BurningDogFace, and I thank you for joining me for Let's Play Quake. Till next we meet, have yourselves a great day, Burning Dog fans. Later!